is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome, welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world, and a cold one.
I'm cold.
It's so cold.
Here's some matches. Set yourself on fire.
It's so cold. I dread every time I have to walk the dog.
I know.
It's just like
now they know.
Now they know.
Mm.
And you can all play along at home. How are you?
I'm cold.
Yeah, right?
I'm back in the robe.
Otherwise, it's all
I feel
right.
like a monk.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some socks on. It's grippy sock season. So yeah. But it's
How are you?
It's okay. I'm all right. I'm cold. I'm in pain. This was a bad pain day, and it continues to be so, but doing what I can. I'm on pills.
Mm.
I'm on a couple of pills.
Yeah? What was that?
I'm okay. I will survive because I've survived worse. That much I know.
You know what I've survived?
What have you survived?
Christmas.
It's not Christmas yet. You've survived previous Christmases.
And I've also survived.
The rules.
If you want to go there.
Well, where were you going to go?
That's where I was going to go.
Of course it is, you silly sausage. We have 3 rules here in the bubble for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
Listen, your job is the intro. My job is the segue into the rules.
Yeah.
Because I'm cute. I'm cute like that.
Because that's how you play it cute like.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm a
Christmas
riot.
is coming. Are you ready for it?
No.
You're not?
No. The weight will not be lifted off my shoulders until the presents are, ordered, arrived, wrapped, and under the tree.
But you like that. You like doing all of that stuff. You like going out and about into the world to do it.
Have we talked about Christmas on this podcast before? We must have.
We've talked about Christmas.
Have we?
Yeah, we've talked about the things.
Have we talked in depth? Have we done a Christmas episode?
We've done a couple of Christmas episodes. Ooh. We did a whole episode about Christmas music last year.
Did we?
Yeah, because I was working in an environment where people were actually getting in trouble for playing Christmas music because it's exclusive.
Listen, I told a guy at work today to go play with his dreidel because he didn't like the Christmas music.
I love Christmas music. There is obviously Christmas music that I don't like, but there are people out there, like we talked about this, that there are people out there who specifically detest the holiday season because of the music.
Listen, I mean, I think you and I can agree. Give us any Bing Crosby, any Frank Sinatra, any Dean Martin, any Nat King Cole, who's the guy that does Most Wonderful Time of the Year? Andy Williams. But as evidenced by last night, don't you dare put on the Beach Boys in our car.
The Beach Boys?
Isn't it the Beach Boys?
Wonderful Christmas Time?
Oh wait, no, that's McCartney.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that's Sir Paul McCartney.
I always think it's
I fucking hate that.
I always think it's the Beach Boys for some reason.
No, I hate that song so much.
A lot of people do.
I hate it. I can recall quite literally. I can recall working at Prince Plus in the Crossgates Mall over the holiday season. It's just every fucking time you walk into that mall, you just hear I'm just like, I fucking hate this song.
I have been dispensing unjust hate towards the wrong group of musicians.
Shame on you. For fie and shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Davy Jones' locker and Mickey Dolenz locker. All the monkeys had lockers.
Yeah. I mean, when we were growing up, we didn't really listen to Christmas music because we always had Christmas movies on. So we didn't listen to Christmas albums. But I remember having the New Kids on the Block Christmas album, which I did listen to last year while I was at the dispensary, which was an interesting time. I also listened to the Bad Religion Christmas album.
That's a decent album.
Yeah, and the soundtrack to Journey to Bethlehem. Of course.
I've been listening to a lot of Slayer at work.
Slayer Christmas music?
Well, Slayer is Christmas music, if you really think about it, because for years we've had that video of people who have the big light displays on their house, and they usually play Raining Blood, and the lights react to it, and then all of a sudden you hear that Dave Lombardo's drum beat.
Now I have more often seen AC/DC. than Slayer.
With Christmas lights?
Yeah.
What song?
I'm going to get it wrong. Thundershock?
Oh, Thunderstruck.
Thunderstrike?
Yeah, Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I've more often heard that one.
I don't think I've seen any videos with that.
But the lights and the music are definitely my favorite part of the holidays. That and the snow, because I love the snow. I complain a lot about being cold, but I love the snow. I like being inside and looking at it from a distance.
Saying earlier that you didn't need Christmas music because you had movies. We had it all.
We didn't like put on Christmas albums when I was a kid. We didn't listen to Christmas music because we would always have a movie on the TV, and that would be the sound in the house.
I remember my mother playing like all the Christmas standards on. I don't know if she had a tape or a CD or if it was just on the radio, but like I could hear from like once everything was said and done, and I'm like left to my devices in the living room to play with my toys.
Yeah,
I could hear from the kitchen like Andy Williams and Frank Sinatra and all the good old boys.
Yeah,
doing all the classics, but. It's just that's what I guess what they grew up with, and I still listen to all that stuff as often as I can.
Yeah, we didn't grow up with the songs of the season.
But I mean, everyone's bitching primarily comes from the fact that it's like every department store you go into, every store, every major chain store that you walk into has their Muzak or whatever music service.
This season, like, what's the big deal?
I'll tell you what the big deal is because I worked in a CVS for a couple of years. It's not the songs, it's the frequency. So if
I've worked retail most of my life.
If you have to hear the same songs 8 or more times a day, it gets a little annoying.
That's why you told me you don't like Careless Whisper.
I did?
Yeah, because you said you've heard it too many times.
Yeah, because that was part of the playlist. But that's just it. There, throughout an 8-hour shift, you're gonna hear each one of those songs at least 5 or more times, and it's kind of
that does not compute with me. When I worked at Prince Plus, we were given different store tapes to play.
We weren't. Not we were given CVS.
We were given the tape, but it was like a 6-hour loop. Like you didn't if you were. I mean, we worked open to close every day, so we heard it all day.
Now,
but we didn't hear the same song 5 times.
Now, granted, if we were given a playlist long enough to where each song was played maybe twice in an 8-hour shift, maybe 3 times, that's a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only listen to What's New Pussycat so many times.
That's not a retail story, you cheater. Cheater, pumpkin eater. That's not a retail
Listen, I would love to go into a diner with a jukebox and hear What's New Pussycat 11 times in a row. I'm sure you would. And to watch the madness ensue.
I'm sure you would.
Did we talk about Christmas movies?
Not really.
No. I mean, you've been listening to me complain ad nauseum for weeks now about people's disgust with the holiday, with the normalcies of the holiday season. It's just yes, the holidays are upon us. Some of us like to listen to the Christmas music. Some of us like to watch the Christmas movies. Some of us like to immerse ourselves in the hustle and bustle and the festivities and I told you the other night I didn't want to leave Target because I was just sitting there sipping a coffee and I'm just there's red and green everywhere and people are shopping. It's just it's to me it's like the people who would always complain about the mall, not even at Christmas time, but just in general. I hate the mall. I hate being in that part of Danbury. It's just blah blah blah. Crowds make me claustrophobic. Blah blah.
It happens.
I could never understand that. I love it. It doesn't need to be Christmas for me to go to the mall.
Right.
And Christmas time is just that much better for me.
I have never been a fan of crowds. And I say very specifically why. And I get cut off a lot when I try and explain why I don't particularly opt for.
Hang on, let me cut you off.
Yeah, of course. You've done it. You've done it.
What, cut you off?
Yes.
Oh.
When it comes to
talking about crowds?
Yes, because everybody thinks they know why. Everybody thinks they just know. It's too noisy.
Educate us.
Oh, I don't like to be around people. Yeah, I get it. And like, no, it's the fact that I am nothing tall. And when I am surrounded by people, that's claustrophobic.
Okay, now I remember. First of all, I remember you telling me this several times. Like I think you probably brought that up on an episode.
When I am in an area that is very tightly packed with people who you can't move around and everything, I can't see anything. And that's when I start to not panic, but my anxiety gets up.
See, that's why you observe from a safe distance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, well, no, I mean, like, when I go to crowded places, during peak crowded times, like, I don't immerse myself in the crowds. It's not like Jingle All the Way where they're all standing around waiting for the Super Bowl. Like, I sit at the food court or
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I would be happy to sit in the window of Barnes and Noble and just watch people go by. Like, that's fine with me. But when it comes to the holidays specifically, I just want to look at people's twinkle lights.
See, I'm greedy. I want it all. I want the music. I want the movies. I want the people watching. I want it all. And it saddens me that people are so, I don't know what the proper word to describe this is.
Grinchy.
Grinchy. Yeah.
I think grinchy is the right word for it.
Like, why can't people be happy for other people who enjoy, these aspects of this time of the year?
We discussed this very specifically with regards to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we did.
That people who do not.
Only I didn't say Grinch.
If people do not embrace the idea of a holiday, it's a very polarizing thing nowadays because it's like you can't be neutral.
But don't shit on me for taking.
Don't shit on somebody else for taking joy in it. Like, don't yuck someone's yum just because you have got a stick up your butt.
Like, every single year when I'm at the mall around this time, I will just hang over the balcony and just watch the Santa Claus setup because I like watching kids go get their picture taken and tell them what they want for Christmas. And, it brings me back to a better time.
Do you remember I don't think it was was it our first Christmas where we were watching Christmas Eve Mass on the phone? Where we were watching the live stream? Was that our first Christmas together? The first or
the second? Actually, no, because we were sick. I've lost track of so many.
Yeah, but I remember we were in bed.
No, and we weren't.
We were in bed watching it.
Oh, wait a minute.
And you had it open on your phone.
Yeah.
And we were watching it. And as they were, doing the sermon, you and I just started reciting Linus's monologue from Charlie Brown Christmas. That's the story he was telling.
Yeah. You know why this really bothers me?
What?
Because I had a lot of really good Christmases growing up.
Heck yeah.
I had a lot of really good holiday memories made by and with my family.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off that people just like I feel bad I absolutely feel bad if somebody was not that fortunate. But like we said, like it's not my fault that somebody wasn't gifted, an upbringing such as mine. But it's just like, my parents and my family made the holidays important.
And that's great. That's fantastic. I don't understand the people who don't have any, I know.
Like any regard for the festivities?
Yeah. I mean, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. But I know one person whose birthday is the day after Christmas. And because they had such a rotten childhood, the whole season is tainted. They don't want any acknowledgement of their birthday. They don't partake in holiday traditions or anything like that. They want to, just skip over it and everything. And it's like, okay, fine. So when it comes time for me to say, Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday, I skip over that person. But it doesn't, I feel like eventually it should stop detracting. Like eventually you are allowed to assign some joy to something to try and sort of reclaim it.
Like any of these people who have a comment about me playing Christmas music at work, or who are, not for, celebrating or acknowledging the season or whatever. Yeah. That's not going to stop me from watching A Charlie Brown Christmas. That's not going to stop me from going to the mall. It's not going to stop me from spoiling you and the kids and whoever. It's just like, but it's depressing. Like, I didn't want to turn this into like a depressing episode, but it's just like, it really bothers me that more people can't allow themselves to enjoy the spirit of the season.
You need involvement. You need some real Christmas project.
We're about to get sued by the Schultz estate.
Nah, fair use. But that's just it. Is that like, it's sort of the same thing in how, like, to me, like how Halloween has become very basic. That, like,
Halloween has become very
it's become
slutty.
Very mainstream. Well, it's been slutty for a while, but it's become very mainstream.
Yeah, but it never used to be
slutty.
I don't remember Halloween being slutty when we were kids.
I do.
You do?
Oh yeah, I remember. Like, as soon as you got to a point where it was not entirely inappropriate to wear something, like, you wore it. But but it's the same sort of thing to me, in the same sort of sense of like people shitting on enjoying a holiday season, because it is in and of itself a holiday season. And everyone's just like, oh, so sick of it. It's like, it's so basic. It's like, who cares? Why? Like,
it sounds like it's all coming from a bunch of like morally bankrupt people.
I don't even know if it's morally bankrupt, but it's like, where and when were you taught the lesson to do everything in your power to sop the joy out of someone else's life?
Maybe it's cliche to say because it's been, hammered into us from so many, Christmas movies throughout the years, but it's just like, this is the season of giving.
Yes.
Like, okay, maybe I sound cliche, maybe I sound like a broken record, but isn't it supposed to be more about giving than isn't it supposed to be about giving freely? Isn't it supposed to be about generosity and kindness?
Kindness, for sure. I think more kindness than anything.
Like just tonight, okay? So at the time of recording, it's Monday night, and because we've all been swamped at work lately, I have just taken it upon myself, because I've been getting done, on time, to swing by one of the blue boxes and just pick it up. It's not part of my, daily routine, but just to make life a little easier for the guys at the office, I'm like, I'll take one thing off their plate. And so as soon as I'm going through the light, headed back to the office, I get a call. They're just like, hey, you didn't happen to get Big Y, did you? And I was just like, yeah, no, I already got it. Like, I love you no matter what so-and-so says. I'm like, oh, really? What did so-and-so say about me? It's like, no, you didn't say. I'm like, that asshole wouldn't know fucking courtesy if it bit him on the ass. But that's just it. I took it upon myself to, try and make someone else's life a little easier, because, like, it doesn't take, a monumental amount of time out of my day. Yeah. And everybody is stressed. Everybody is under the gun. Everybody is, out there in the dark and working overtime and overwhelmed. And it's just like, I get off on making people's lives easier.
Are you a fixer?
Haven't I always been, or tried to be?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's equal. I've been talking about being upset by, people's attitudes towards the holidays. I'm equally as upset at the fact that people don't think like that anymore.
I think a lot of it is cynicism. I think a lot of people don't understand or don't believe. I mean, even around this time of year, I think people are cynical of the idea of a no strings attached kind of favor. And I think that that's sad. I think that it's like, well, I don't want them doing anything nice for me because then I'm going to have to pay them back. It's like, not everybody does kindness on a tab. Like, not everybody does that. Some people just do it out of the kindness of their heart.
Like, something I was thinking about last week was, like, there are certain people who I've kind of like grown distant from that I used to have some form of what the hell is going on out there?
I don't know. I think the garbage truck is here late.
But some form of a friendship with. And, I've been nice to these people. I've done favors for them. I've welcomed them into our home, fed them and this, that, and the other thing. And all I've ever really wanted was their friendship, But, you hear all the time, it's like, if you really want to be kind and generous and all these other things, it's like you're supposed to, do things without the expectation of being repaid or, anything returned. And it's just like, but what I'm questioning here, or what I questioned in my mind is hoping for their friendship, not any monetary compensation, not, returning of goods or services or whatever, but is it too much to ask for their friendship in return? Like, does that negate the whole, the social contract?
I'm not sure. So, I personally, like,
you understand.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
But I don't. Because again, I think too many people are under the impression that every good deed comes with strings.
But see, that's just it. You're doing something. If you do something for somebody out of the kindness of your heart, and in my case, you hope that you will be repaid with their friendship, not with any money, not with any goods. Right. You just want that person or people, to be a part of your life. Is that technically expecting something in return, or is it something that, does that qualify as strings? Or
I personally would not quantify that as strings. I think that there may be more people than we want to believe who do, though. Who think that, like, oh, well, this person invited me out for a drink, or I saw them, at the bar and, they bought me, or I ran into them at Starbucks and they bought me a coffee. It's like, cool, and it's like, now, it's like, it's not like I'm going to, text them on a regular basis or anything like that. It's like, it's not so much that it's not so much that they see it as strings, but they sort of like, they disregard it. It's one of those like, okay, well, that's your prerogative if you want to do something nice for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're friends.
See, I've known a lot of people who will take the generosity of another and then just be like, oh, well, if you really want to, great, thanks. Don't expect anything from me about it. Like, and that's kind of shitty, but
I mean, I think some sincere gratitude is like the bare bones. That's the bare bones minimum right there. If somebody does a kindness for you, like when somebody opens a door, you say thank you.
Most people do.
Yes.
I've known plenty who couldn't fucking do it. It's like if someone else sneezes and I say God bless you, but I sneeze and then crickets.
I always say bless you. I say bless you to people. I say bless you, scream it from the other side of the house.
See, something else that coincides with this time of year is, the reconciliation of people and, past, I guess, relationships. Because like...
What, like amends?
Yeah. So like when I was growing up, even if I was at odds with friend, family, whoever... teacher, anybody.
Yeah.
If we would then come upon this time of year, it's not like if it would never have happened, but there was more of a urgency to kind of be like, you know what, it's Christmas, or the holiday season, not to offend anybody. But it's like, what are we doing? Toss that shit aside. Be like, so for example, last Christmas,
gave you my heart.
Cut. And there's some people in the office that like I've never been particularly fond of.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. But on one of my days off last year, I went to Walmart and I grabbed a bunch of the mini tins of butter cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Stuffed a giant bag full of them because, I wanted to do something nice for, people that I respect and admire that I work with. And I'm like, I can't get these for some and not for everybody.
Yeah.
So I bought enough for everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean all the city carriers, all the rural carriers, the clerks, the custodians, management, the whole building. And I went around on my day off and I made sure I kept some extra for, the people who didn't happen to be there that day.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody kind of looked at me funny. They're just like, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a lot of people were very, gracious, grateful. Not gracious.
I don't know. I think gracious is probably,
But the ones who questioned it, and I just looked at them and said, because I can. Because it's Christmas.
Yeah, why not?
Just like, I know I don't have to. I know I certainly wasn't expecting anything in return. It's just something inside me said this is the right thing to do. Like, I'm in a position where I can be kind to the people around me and let bygones be bygones. And, any beef that we've had, it's just like, send that shit out the window.
Like, I've never been like adamant about putting a pause or like putting a pin in a beef or anything like that.
The gluten sensitive employees got Christmas ornaments.
That's very nice of you. But like, I'm not going to turn my nose up at someone's kindness. Like, I think that because to me, especially this time of year, if someone wants to be kind, the most generous thing you can do for them is let them. Like, maybe that sounds weird, but like that I do believe that. I believe that, it's like if somebody, this whole thing of like, saying, Merry Christmas, it's like, oh, well, I don't celebrate Christmas. It's like, just let them wish you a fucking Merry Christmas.
Don't turn it into something it doesn't have to be.
Exactly. Don't turn it upside down. Don't make it a big deal. It's like they're just wishing you seasons. Like, if somebody came up to you and went, season's greetings.
See, things seem so much simpler when we were kids. It's just like you go to school, you say Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah or whatever to everybody. And it's just like, all right, see you after the break is over. You go home, you open presents and eat with your family. Yep. You go see the grandparents and,
Yep.
Go to some service if that's what your family does. And it's just like, but that's all it is. There wasn't this over analyzing of every individual like detail attached to it.
I wonder, I mean, in that same vein, I do wonder if Christmas movies have become so passé to an extent, almost like they're a joke. Like, you think about like all of like the Hallmark Christmas movies and stuff, that it's all about, falling in love and something magical happening and, the warmth of the season and the joy that something brings and everything.
It's a good story.
I think it's a precious sentiment.
It's overdone at this point. But again, who doesn't love, when they've got nothing else to do, to just sit there and watch something good happen to some people? Like, yes, are they going to go through some turmoil? Sure. Yeah. But eventually everyone's going to live happily ever after. Like, what Christmas movie have you seen where everybody just lives in misery? Like,
oh, I'm determined to find one now.
No, you're not. You're not going to find one because
no, everybody lives happily ever after.
Even Scrooge came to dinner. Mm-hmm. Even the Grinch's heart grew 2 sizes, right? 2? Okay.
I think 3 sizes.
3 sizes.
3 sizes. No, everybody lives happily ever after. Like, that's the point. The only people that ever don't live happily ever after are the villains. And there are some villains in Christmas movies. There are some.
Yeah, but part of some of these stories is the redemption of the villain.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about Kevin Spacey, But in Fred Claus, he's the villain because of his backstory. Mm-hmm. And what ends up happening? He helps save the day.
But the kid, okay, so the rich kid in Fat Man did not get, he stayed on the naughty list.
Well, yeah, because the writers didn't want to write in any redemption for that.
Santa's watching you. I gotta watch that.
I still just in talking about them, get Fat Man and, don't tell me, Rare Exports confused.
Fat Man is the one
with
Mel
Gibson,
where
he plays Santa Claus.
Let me tell you, my favorite Santa Claus, absolutely hands down. I think that his character of Kris Kringle in that movie is like, I don't know, maybe it's just because he's man's man and he's Santa Claus at the same time, and I'm just like, that's a good one. Let's all pretend that that's how Santa Claus is.
This may sound a little naive of me to say, but like, I remember being in middle school and seeing the remake of The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus.
The animated one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because the original was a claymation from the 80s, I think.
Right.
And they used to air the remake on Cartoon Network all the time. And I fell in love with that version because, to me, like, at the time, it proposed a plausible, explanation for, what could actually be the existence of Santa and all these mythical creatures. Because it's just like, okay, as humans, we've never seen reindeer. We've seen
reindeer.
Well, we've seen reindeer. We've never seen reindeer fly. And we've never seen, this jolly old elf sliding down people's chimneys with bags full of toys and things like that. But that's just it, is that, like, if the mythical really does exist, then the whole point of it is we're not supposed to see it. Like, we're not meant to see it. And, once when the kids were still little, it was just like, I want to keep them not necessarily believing in Santa, but like believing in,
in magic, perhaps.
Sure.
Why not?
Because
I think that
it gives them a reason to get excited.
I mean, that's just it. Is I feel like the magic of, and maybe this is going to sound a little trite, but I feel like maybe the magic of the season is
you should be able to appreciate that.
Well, I certainly do. But what I was thinking is that, like, maybe the magic of the season is sort of like given up once it's confirmed that, Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Oh, he exists, all right.
Yeah.
I just tell every kid now that, I'm one of his elves and that, I'm in with the Fat Man, because I'm just like, oh yeah, he just sends stuff to the post office and he sends us out to deliver it.
Well, yeah. Everybody says, how can Santa Claus deliver everything in one night? He doesn't. He uses the post office.
I mean, right here in this studio of ours, I once dressed up as the Fat Man so that the older boy could see from the top of the stairs, watch the man, adorn the Christmas tree, and then walk out the sliding door because there's no chimney.
But it's like, I feel like it's just something that as you grow up, you stop believing in. I don't think anyone ever had to tell me, oh, like Santa Claus, isn't real kind of a thing. But I feel like that's sort of where the joylessness starts.
And then I walked through the parking lot saying Happy Christmas to all and going ho 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 and waving, and then everybody who was still awake wanted me to take pictures with their dogs
and mistletoe and presents to pretty girls.
I was really excited that year because I don't even know how he got into this, but my dad started playing Santa Claus at like church or like some town function or whatever.
I think we all know how.
What do you mean we know? Oh, because
he's a big round bearded fella.
So apparently, I never got to see him do it. Like, I just heard that he had done it one year, and then the second year he got sick, and he calls me up and he goes, "I need you to play Santa because I got sick."
Ha-cha-cha.
And I'm like, wait, for real? Me? I was like, I gotta pack on some weight first. Like, you know, I gotta order a costume and everything. And then I started getting excited. There's still a video on Facebook right now. They did one of the Christmas masses at the high school. Mm-hmm. You know, theater seating and everything, and they got the priest and everybody up on the stage, and they wanted me to walk through the crowd waving, like, you know, jingle bells and you know, waving to kids and everything like that. And I'm like, I'm the skinniest Santa you're ever gonna fucking say. Like, I even with a pillow stuffed in my jacket, but I'm just like, I'm gonna play the fat man for the whole town. I'm just like, me?
I remember you showed me that video.
And then Anna turns to my brother and goes, "That's not your dad."
Is that your dad? I don't know. I think that there's something to be said for...
I think I missed my calling.
To what? Being your dad?
No, man. I should have been Santa Claus.
No, man. It's me.
I mean, when I first started working for the post, like that first Christmas that I worked, I'd never felt more like Santa Claus because I'm just like, I'm literally delivering, literally, I can't speak right now. Literally delivering the presents for all the children of this town.
I think that there is something to be said for holding on to that. I think so. I think that it is morally bankrupt if you insist on extinguishing that kind of joy.
Like, I would say this to my coworkers every, you know, this is my 7th or 8th Christmas that I've done this job. And every year I'd be like, think of the kids, think of the children. And then I would get made fun of. Like, there's this one guy who's just like, think of the children. Come on, man, think of the children. It's like, go fuck yourself. Like, yes,
like, why
think
fucking
of
not?
The children. Like,
why fucking not?
You know, this holiday really is supposed to be about, you know, kindness and generosity and children.
I get that same
love
kind
for
of
children.
I get that same kind of like sarcasm and cynicism when it comes to thinking about animals. And especially this time of year, because it's cold and I am sitting in my warm house just hoping that they're all okay and that they're all warm and safe and everything, and it's just like they're animals, they know what to do, or they're animals, it is what it is. It's like, I'm allowed to feel these things just like you're allowed to think of the children.
But somebody please think of the children.
But I think that, you know, it is those traditions like the music and the movies and stuff that people like us use as a way of keeping that joy from going out.
I mean, I still tear up every single time when we watch Fred Claus and they get to the part on Christmas morning where the kids are opening presents and Paul Giamatti and Vince Vaughn are standing there watching them do it. And he's like, "You're the best brother ever," because my brother and I used to watch that movie. We didn't even watch it at Christmas time. Yeah. Like, it would be on HBO in July. And like, he'd be home and it would be on like every day. And I remember that. And then when I bought it, and I'm just like, and you know, I think of that and gets me. It really, it gets me. It's not. I'm not even joking. Like, it gets me here.
I watched A Christmas Carol off season one time, and was
what season?
Like outside of the Christmas
I want to know
season.
What season.
I don't know, probably like mid-fall or something like that.
That's not too far.
But it's one of those things that it's just like, yes, the story takes place at Christmas, but I'm pretty sure that the moral of the story, you know, is seasonless. You know, it just happens to be called A Christmas Carol. So it's like, you know, so it's like, to be criticized for something like that. It's like if you were to, you know, like only, I don't even know. I can't even. I'm so kerfuffled right now because it's just like, what's the big deal?
Well, let's talk about Hanukkah.
What about Hanukkah?
I've been horribly misinformed most of my life. Like I remember because Hanukkah specials, the few that exist, kind of coincide with the Christmas specials and everything.
Well,
but I've heard, at least upon adulthood, that Hanukkah is not even like a big deal.
It's not a high holy day.
And yet I've been led to believe most of my life that because it's around the time of Christmas that it's a big deal.
That it is the equivalent thereof. But it's not.
And it's a shame.
It's
you would think if you're getting 8 nights of presents that it's a big deal.
But it's not about the presents, just like Christmas is not about the presents. My God.
I don't know.
But like,
it's the festival of light, right?
It's the festival of lights. Yes.
Okay.
It's about the survival in the lasting of the oil in the temple and everything like that. But it's not Yom Kippur. It's not Rosh Hashanah. It's not Passover.
See, to me, that seems like a pretty, important.
It's important, but it's not a high holy day.
Well, I think it should be.
Like how in Wicca, there are 8 Sabbaths throughout the year.
That's not a real religion.
But watch it. But
I'm kidding.
But there are the higher Sabbaths, and then there are the lower Sabbaths. And it's just like, some of them are not as big a deal.
Do you have any information on Kwanzaa?
No. I know nothing about it. I honest to God know nothing about it.
See, I remember there were a few Christmas specials growing up where they would talk, like they would try.
I know the candles represent things. I'm sorry.
Where they would try and incorporate, the talk of Hanukkah and the talk of Kwanzaa in with the Christmas, and it's just like. But I mean, I've never known anyone who celebrated it.
Me neither. And if I have known anybody who has celebrated it, they haven't been vocal about it.
Like if you out there listening want to educate us and send us a message,
feel free.
Something, tell us something about Kwanzaa. We'll talk about it. We got a few more weeks to go, right?
I mean, maybe. When is Kwanzaa?
I don't know. Tell us your favorite Kwanzaa story. Tell us your favorite Hanukkah story. I've got a lot more Jewish family than people actually believe.
I remember growing up and having Jewish friends and everything and being like, I don't know what to do for them, because I was always sort of under the impression that Hanukkah gifts don't need to be as grand as Christmas gifts.
I mean, my Jewish friends and I just exchange Christmas gifts.
Well, they're just holiday gifts.
All my Jewish friends celebrated Christmas.
I love reading Henry Winkler's memoir and him talking about how, he and his wife love putting up and decorating a Christmas tree, and they have ornaments representing everyone in the family and everything. And it's like, they're Jewish, but they have a Christmas tree every year. There's
no rule that says Jews can't celebrate Christmas. Just like there's no rule that says Christians can't celebrate Hanukkah. Like, it's. I think that is actually I think that would be a very significant thing, because it really does demonstrate sort of like, an inclusivity, that everyone can be a part of the joy of your celebration. Kind of a thing, instead of being like, no, this is only for such and such. That's why it actually pisses me off. I've never heard anybody say that.
I hear it because I honestly, as a Wiccan, I can't stand hearing neo-pagans talk about how the Christians stole Christmas, and it's like, go fuck yourself. No, they didn't. It's like, it's a pagan holiday. They don't want to believe. No, it's not. Christmas is not a pagan holiday. I'm a pagan. I can tell you right now that Christmas is not a pagan holiday. Oh, well, all the Christmas traditions are, they're based in pagan, it's like, yeah, because traditions evolve out of other things. It's like, but that doesn't mean that anything was stolen. It doesn't mean that anything was, like it. And it just
but the Norse
grinds my gears.
What I've heard is that the Norse, are pissed at the Christians for building churches on their old Holy Land.
Well, they did do that,
right? When they have a right to be pissed off.
I mean, in Ireland and in Scandinavia, but we're not going to feel bad about that. Like, there's no reparations to be had. No, but that's just it. Is that when churches were being built, they realized that the best place to build it is on the site of worship that people are familiar with. So it's like if you
what a dumb idea.
But it's true.
It worked. I'm not saying it's not true, but again,
it's the same thing with the iconography. Like the architecture and the iconography, a lot of it they just kept.
It's like, if you're a sensible person, even back that far in history, it's like, why would you try and replace the religious site of the indigenous people? Like, just build the church across the street. Like, what's so hard about that?
I mean, it was an effort to unify and Christianize.
You mean indoctrinate?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah. I mean, that's why, St. Patrick's Day isn't St. Patrick's Day to me. It's All Saints' Day.
Well, yeah.
So, but it's the same thing. I mean, that's what Patrick did in Ireland. Was he, he helped build churches on the sites of pagan temples.
But I've never known anyone who would purport that, only Christians can celebrate Christmas. Like, I've never heard that before.
I don't know if I've heard that before, but I've definitely heard people, say like, oh, well, they're Jewish. They don't celebrate Christmas.
And again, like, all my Jewish friends celebrated Christmas. Or at least exchanged gifts with people at Christmas time.
Well, yeah, why not?
Exactly.
Why ever not? You can give a gift to anybody any fucking time you want.
They also watch Christmas movies.
Yeah, because they're the best. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true.
But some of those Hanukkah specials are, like, I remember, Rugrats Hanukkah was a big deal.
Yep. Can you name another one, though?
Can I name another Hanukkah special?
Because I don't know that I can.
I mean,
the Nanny had Hanukkah specials.
Like I said before, I remember specials where they incorporated like Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, little bips and bobs into, but nothing dedicated to Hanukkah specifically.
I've got a big question for you. Big one. Ready? If you had to choose one holiday movie, period, for this particular season, what would it be?
Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Hands down.
I used to put that on just like Bob Ross to fall asleep to.
I mean, it's fantastic. The music alone is lovely.
I mean, that's, you talk about grumpier old men being our love language. You and I have on many occasions just recited Charlie Brown Christmas back and forth to each other.
Yeah. The whole thing in time. Because that is, that's what we do.
I think we should do that on an episode. Just do it. No introduction, no nothing.
It's going to have to be some bonus material because I don't think we won't be able to put that up for money.
We'll just play the tree over here to get it started.
We'll do all of the Charlie Brown dances.
For those of you on audio, to my left is a Charlie Brown tree that I got at Home Depot several years ago because I always wanted one, and then I'm just like, all right, well, now I have to go out and get one.
I like the other day that the ornament fell off of it. I killed it. Oh, everything I touch gets ruined.
I never thought it was such a bad little tree. It's not bad. John actually promised to get me a Charlie Brown Christmas tattoo at one point for Christmas. Yeah. Because he thought my Garfield one was so funny. He's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, honestly, I want the Charlie Brown Christmas, like him in the tree with Snoopy in the background. He's like, all right, I'll get you that.
I was going to say, I'm like, what it should be is just the still shot of when the tree falls
over.
And he's just, everything I touch gets ruined.
Part of me really wants the whole gang.
Yeah.
I'll settle for just Charlie Brown, maybe Linus and Snoopy, but because it was the same thing when I got this. They're just like, well, why isn't Odie in there? Or why didn't you get the old man? And it's just like, if I had the money and the space, I'd get the entire film strip.
Be like The Last Supper on your arm, just the full cast of it.
And up until now, same thing with this. It's just like, but it's like there's so many great stills in it. It's like I can't decide on just one.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, and that's one of those things that like as soon as it's on, as soon as you hear it. It gives you, it sort of lights a fire.
Did you know that Charles Schultz had to fight to get that part of scripture in the episode?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they advised against it, for fear of offending someone or something or whatever. And he's just like, oh, it's part of, the story. And
that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
You're welcome for that tremendous setup.
Oh.
No, okay, so now I pose the same question to you. Be all, end all, one choice only, go for it. Christmas. Hit us with it.
It's a hard one, but I would say Charlie Brown. I have to. It's just, it's so...
I wonder how that high five looked with the cameras, the way they're set up.
It's so touching. Like, it's everything.
How about 10s and 20s?
10s and 20s? Oh, man. All right. Okay.
Second
is the 1984 Christmas Carol with George C. Scott and Peter Warner.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It has to be.
Okay. Listen, it's not for me, but it's for a lot of other people, including my wife. So, that's all well and good.
It is. It's
no judgment, nothing personal, and I will not be a dick.
It's the one for me. Yeah. Like if I couldn't watch any other version.
All right,
of a
fuck
Christmas
it.
Carol,
Let's go for broke. Let's just do top 5. Top 5 Christmas specials, movies. From let's start with 5.
All right.
5 and go backwards.
5 would be Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. Because
Magoo,
that is you brought down the house. That is something that my sister and I we were obsessed with.
Okay.
That was
Magoo.
The best. After Magoo
you're putting Magoo at 5.
I'm putting Magoo at 5.
Okay.
And you're gonna probably be disappointed in me because a lot of these are Christmas carols. Number 4 is going to be An American Christmas Carol.
That's exactly what I thought you were going to say.
Henry Winkler, which is...
I'm surprised you didn't put that higher on the list.
No, it's number 4.
Okay.
Number 4. Number 3 is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Because it just has to be. And then number 2 is the George C. Scott Christmas Carol. And number 1 is Charlie Brown.
You got 4 Christmas
carols
on your list.
I know, right? What about you?
What am I putting at 5?
I want to include things like Fat Man and Violent Night in there and Krampus, but top 5, I don't know that I can say that.
All right.
Did you watch Krampus with me last year?
Yes, I did.
So fucking funny.
It's
so fucking
funny.
See,
now I can't even recall it because I get it confused with all these newer Christmas, movies that you've introduced me to.
Yeah.
I think I have to start at 1 and go to 5 because I can't do it the other way. So 1 is Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown.
2, Christmas Story.
Okay.
Christmas Story.
Okay.
You'll shoot your eye out. They traded Bullfrog. I don't believe it. Fred Claus.
Okay. Yeah.
Life and Adventures of Santa Claus.
Okay.
Patrick Stewart Christmas Carol.
Down there at number 5, huh?
Within all the other ones?
Yeah.
I mean, honorable mentions are Jingle All the Way and... Why am I blanking on all my favorite Christmas? Garfield.
What about Rudolph?
Rudolph,
Rudolph, yep. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
The one with the mice.
Yeah. That's got some good tunes in it. That's got some bangers in there. Yeah.
See, I think a lot of people listening to this wouldn't even either know those or remember them.
Well, then your homework, podcast land, is to YouTube some of this shit and get some damn feeling in the season.
And don't you dare say no, McDevitt.
Perfection.
Oh.
Well, this has been good.
Is that it?
That's it, baby. That's yeah, that's a full lid. God, this was a good one. I'm glad that we brought it back because, I mean, again, people want to bring you down this time of year, and fuck them. They can't, because the joy is real and the magic is high, and that's
and the spirits are up.
And the spirits are up. But yeah,
and
no.
We're simply no.
Thank you.
I still think it's the Beach Boys.
Thank you out there.
Was it the Beach Boys with Paul McCartney?
No!
Well, they sound the same.
I want to say...
They're all British.
They're not all British? What are you talking about, you silly sausage?
They all look the same.
All right, thank you out there in podcast
I'm sleep deprived.
For listening. We're gonna go spread more joy here and there and everywhere. But thank you for listening. Find us on social media, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. And pay it forward because it is the holiday season. So please take some joy out of your life and give it to somebody who needs it. Find everybody else on social media, right? Love Hard Art, Tax Collectors and Harlots, Coat of Arms Tattoo.
Find the Salvation Army at your local Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. Donate some stuff this holiday season. Churches, animal shelters, Goodwill, even whatever you want to do. But I mean,
people
go
out and talk to people.
Yeah, now is the time to spread kindness. You're coming in hot on the end of the year, and we want to all go into it with a good high. We're gonna put you to bed.
I just realized that your hat is the same color as your iPad cover
and my watch.
Oh my God!
What's my favorite color? Who knows?
What do you want to discuss now? My favorite color?
Thank you, because I don't say it enough, but thank you for all that you have done to make this a good year and a good podcast. And
thanks for taking charge of the tree.
Yeah?
I didn't do a single thing.
You got it out of the attic.
Without falling through it.
Couldn't have done it without you. Although you did turn that into an adventure with, now we're going to go through the entire attic while we're up here.
And now it's done, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. We have a nice, clean attic for Christmas.
God bless us, everyone.
I totally forgot Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve on Sesame Street is a classic.
Absolute
classic.
It is. Yeah. My favorite part of that is when they're all ice skating in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like...
My favorite part of that is all the Mr. Hooper scenes.
Yeah.
When Ernie is like, I want to get Bert a cigar box for his paper clips, but I don't have any money, so I'm going to trade Rubber Ducky.
Oh.
And Bert is just like...
hard one to watch.
I want to get Ernie a soap dish for Rubber Ducky, but I don't have any money, so I'm going to trade my paper clips. And then Mr. Hooper's just like, here you go, guys. You can have your shit back.
I don't need this.
And Mr. Hooper is Jewish.
All inclusive, baby. That's that. We're gonna call it for the night, and we will be back next week with more talks. And that's it from the 3 of us here at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star,
and I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.